Morning, everyone. My name is Mashood Hassan. I work at Jumpseller as a digital marketing specialist. With me today is Mr. Andre Fernandez. If I can get him to come on the screen.
Hello everyone, my name is Andre. Um, I am a student at the Faculty of Engineering of the University of Porto and currently on my last year taking my currently doing my thesis. And I've been working at Jumpseller for over 2 years now.
Okay. Today we will be presenting you Jumpseller. Jumpseller is an e-commerce platform that offers a hosted solution for anyone who wants to create an online store. Our goal when we were creating Jumpseller was to create a simplistic solution so anyone can create an online store without having the need to acquire any technical help or technical expertise. And as of today, we have thousands of merchants across the world with various businesses ranging from fashion design to singers, perfume shops, physical shops that have online presence with Jumpseller. So we have a whole host of various businesses that work with us. About the company, so Jumpseller was founded in 2009 in Porto, and as of now we have two main offices. So we have the head office in Porto, and then we have another office in Santiago, Chile. We have a total of 18 employees as of now, but this is rapidly changing because we are in the process of expansion. So we are always on the lookout for hiring some new, interesting, and talented prospects. So our major markets where we have the majority of Jumpseller merchants are Chile, Colombia, Mexico, and Brazil. We also have a lot of customers in Portugal and also some other European countries like Germany and Spain. And we have a decent presence in the USA. Apart from that, we have some stores in other countries like India, South Africa, spread across the world. So I'm gonna talk about the culture of the company. What is it like being at Jumpseller every day? So first of all, we have a culture of flexibility and responsibility. What this means is that there is a very horizontal organization structure. There is not really a strict hierarchy. So you have the freedom of movement. You can work across different departments and with different departments. Basically, you are expected to be responsible for your own work. Like there is not a superior on you every minute of the day. We have ways to measure employee output, but it's not a very rigid structure. We have a culture of inclusion and belonging. What this means is basically everyone is made to feel part of a team. There is no individual working at Jumpseller that is like just doing their thing and they report to whoever. There is always a need to come together and achieve a common goal. Then we have probably the most important one, which is freedom of expression. So everyone is expected to bring their ideas to the table. You need to share your opinions, no matter you agree or disagree with how things are being done. You need to say what you think is right. So we come to the best conclusion, taking into account the perspective of everyone working at the company. And lastly, we have also this culture of self-learning. So it's a question of taking time to not just complete your tasks, but also to learn how to do them in the best way possible. And this involves learning new things daily, perhaps going to another person to ask for their opinion and see how they would do certain things. So it's also the question of going outside of your comfort zone and growing as a professional. So these are the four things that I would say make up the culture of Jumpseller. We have, so I already said that we have 18 employees as of now, and these employees are broken down into, or rather grouped into four teams. So we have the development team, the marketing team, the apps team, and the customer support. So I think Andre can talk a bit about the development team because he's part of it.
Yeah, sure. Currently, our development team is mostly focused in the Porto office. We have six elements in the development team, but we are 7 developers in the Porto office because one of them is part of the apps team. And we're responsible for maintaining the code base, fixing bugs, and implementing new features for our merchants. We mainly do web development. Basically, it.
Nice. Then you have the most important team, marketing. I'm not just saying that because I'm part of it, but yeah, it's composed of a few number of people, but it has a wide variety of tasks. So we basically collaborate a lot with the other teams and see what new features have been developed, how best to market them, how to maintain the Jumpseller online presence, so be it social media or the ads we use on Google or also social media ads, and basically how also to take forward the partnerships that we have. We have every week or every few days we have different partners who are contacting us to integrate stuff like that. Then we have the apps team, which is basically closely related to the development team, but they are basically in charge of all the Jumpseller apps. Not just that, they are also in charge of the external apps that integrate with Jumpseller, and they have to do all the testing and everything before giving it the green light to make it public. So they have their hands full usually. And then we have the customer support team, which is basically in charge of any inquiry that is made, whether it's a customer or a non-customer who's looking to get more information about Jumpseller. So they are in charge of handling the day-to-day. Sometimes the customer support is also designating the feedback coming back or the inquiries coming in from the public. So they would be the first department that gets a ticket, and then it's basically sent off to the relevant department, be it apps, marketing, or development. So what is our work process? Basically, we follow these two models. The broader strategy that we apply countrywide is based on OKRs, which is objectives and key results. So what happens is at the beginning of each quarter, the company gets together, everyone, and we sit down and we discuss the goals for the company, what we did in the last quarter, how things went, and basically judge the market, see where the trends are going, see the customer feedback, and we come up with goals for the company. And then these goals are broken down into team goals. So for example, what are the goals for the apps team or the marketing team or the development team that can contribute to achieving the broader company goals? And similarly, then it's broken down into personal goals, so how each employee can contribute towards the greater team goal, and then consequently achieving the company goals. And when we talk about the day-to-day work process of how we work at Jumpseller, so we follow the Scrum strategy, which is basically involves 2 weeks of sprints. We have a 2-week sprint, and these sprints are basically every alternative Monday and Friday. We have the planning and review meetings. So we plan the whole 2-week sprint on a Monday, and then we have these daily stand-ups, which is basically to quickly follow up on where everyone has been working in the past day and what they plan to do today. So everyone talks as briefly as possible and discusses what they did and what they're going to do in the coming hours. And this is also a time to bring up any problems that you might be having, which you need someone else to help you with, because sometimes people can get lost in their own words, in their own work. Now we come to why would you like to work at Jumpseller, or what's it like to work at Jumpseller. So this is basically the reason why we have Andre with us today, because he is a lot closer to what you guys are going to experience as a freshman in the job market. So Andre, I'll let you talk about your experience working at Jumpseller.
Yes, of course, Mashoud. Like I said before, I've been working for Jumpseller since last year up until now. I only stopped when I was doing my Erasmus experience.
Yeah.
And it's been like a part-time experience since I'm finishing my studies, but it's been great. It was my first actual real world experience, and it was as you'd expect, like a small shock when I first entered the market, because it's much different than we're actually used to at working like our projects in college. Because we're like actually dealing with a project which is dealing with real clients. So if something breaks, or if something doesn't work how it's supposed to, we have to quickly fix it and quickly implement it in the correct way.
Yeah.
So like even though like I experienced that shock, Jumpseller helped that shock to be a lot smaller, because the work environment that you experience here is very great, because you don't feel like really pressured by no one. Like people just try to help you. People take their time to help you. And like we have, even like in our development team, we have our inside jokes. The work environment is really great. We have like work is not always just work. We also like try to bond within each other. We also have we also like play Catan sometimes, which is a board game. Like after the day, we also like play every morning. Me and Mashoud play Mario Tennis.
The board is BOARD, not BORED, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, but it's basically it. Like it's a free working in very cool working environment, which like welcome me and will welcome more people in the future.
We're basically just like Google without all the money. Okay, so next we can swiftly move on to the questions that were submitted by you guys. So we tried to cover as much as possible. However, if you feel like a question that we missed, you can always reach out to us. I'll share the email at the end. And I will also try to submit the answers in written form, because right now we just have the questions, and me and Andre will take turns going through them. So yeah, let's start with the first one. For companies related to data science, how do junior analysts intend to present and evolve? Andre, this is your name written all over.
So we're not exclusively related. We're not exclusively data science related. However, we're starting to slowly progress in that field. We are starting to have some projects related to data science, and starting to work on them. Actually, I'm on that subject. But yeah, we're not like specifically related to data science. We're an e-commerce platform. So yeah, basically that's it.
Okay. So the next one is, given the current scenario in which a financial crisis is expected as a consequence of the COVID-19, do you feel that your company is being affected? If so, how are you going to counter this? Okay, so basically, The circumstances created by the COVID-19 pandemic are certainly unusual, and most businesses are being affected. However, we are lucky enough to be operating in an industry that has benefited from this pandemic. So because of a huge rise in the people who suddenly started using internet, and they started to jump from physical shopping to online shopping, this created kind of an opportunity for retailers who before were selling physically or were not selling at all, to jump the bandwagon and start creating online stores. So we've seen a surge in this period and in business. So we didn't really have to change anything in our work environment or in our how we work. So yeah, there was no shortage of. Actually, we decided to expand rather than going the other way around. So we are in the process of hiring new people because we have to deal with a lot more daily business. So the next question is, what skills do you think are essential for being a good professional? What does it take to be excellent? Andre, I think this question is about you, Mr.
Thank you very much, Mashud.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still, inexperienced, of course, like in comparison to other developers who have been in the field for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years and stuff like that. But from what I've seen so far, and like looking at other people's work, like I think a good developer is not someone who knows everything, because you cannot know everything. It's a good professional for me. It's someone who knows the concepts and knows what we're talking about when we propose or we explain a problem to him, and he can quickly learn it and implement it or fix the problem. So basically, to me, it's a person who doesn't like fear a new challenge just because he doesn't know it, deeply know about that challenge. But it's someone who takes chances, learns it, and delivers it. Basically, that's it, in my opinion.
Okay. So the next one is, for companies working in AI, which field specifically do you work in? Do you intend to propose master's doctoral thesis in any of these fields, Andre? I'll bring back you.
Okay. Currently, I'm working in the field of machine learning and feature extraction related to product recommendations. Basically, we're trying to implement a way of every store recommending products using a machine learning model to their users. And basically, that's the only ongoing project that we have that is related to AI. But we're like I said before, since we started collecting, like in looking at visitor data, we're expanding in that field. So in the future, we'll have much more. But in response to the question, if we're do you intend to propose master's doctoral thesis in this field of work? Yes. At least masters. Like last year, Jumpseller, I believe, attempted to propose master's thesis dissertation. So I think in the future, I believe we're gonna do it as well.
Okay. So the fifth question is, after some experience in the company, what would be the possibility of funding a PhD? Okay, for this, I can give a short answer. We've never had a case like this, but I'm not sure if this is going to work because PhDs tend to take a long time, and Jumpseller works in a business environment which is rapidly changing, and we need people on a daily basis who are working directly with regards to the Jumpseller program. So I'm not sure if this would be a possibility with Jumpseller if you're thinking of like coming in, getting some experience, and then asking for a possibility to get some funding from us. I think this would probably not work. Okay, so next we have what do you value in new hires? Academic training, volunteering. What is the importance of undergraduate versus doctorate? Okay, so I think I mean, Andre, if you have any insight in this, I can just
Yeah.
give my few cents on this. I think it doesn't really matter what degrees you have or the certificates that claim you as a qualified person in a particular subject. It only means so much if you don't have the skills to back that up. So what is important, or what we consider to be important, is how you do in the interview. And basically, if you can prove your worth there, we won't hesitate in moving forward with your application.
Yeah, of course. One of Jumpseller's co-founders
Yeah.
said that we're looking people who like to program.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, from my experience also with the interviews that I did, and there's not really a strict code as regards to like follow the qualification of the person. It's more about like what was your feeling talking with them? Do you think they know what they're talking about? Okay, so the next question is, in your company, is there work in international teams? Do employees have the possibility or obligation to travel nationally or internationally for work reasons? So there is no really, we don't intend to have work where it requires a lot of traveling. So basically, the only traveling you do, especially nationally, is probably if you find a good workshop or a seminar or something where you think it makes sense to attend or have the Jumpseller presence, or if there is a big event going on that helps us in marketing, we would try to attend that, like Web Summit in Lisbon or whatever. But apart from that, there is not really travel involved in work. The international travel, what I can say is, because we had that office in Chile, if you want to work from there or if you want to request a transfer, that is very much possible. We have had people who work from Chile to come and start working in the Porto office and vice versa. So yeah, that would be an option that you have with Jumpseller. But perhaps not right away. Maybe you'll need to work for a few months and then you can ask for a transfer. What prior knowledge is expected from a new hire? Do you offer training to new hires in languages, softwares with which you work in the company? Andre.
okay. Regarding like new hires, where we're looking for people, of course, who know how to program.
Yeah.
But you don't have to specifically know deeply like the technologies or programming languages that we use here. You can just well, it's more important that in the interview, like the people who are interviewing you know that you know how to program and you know computer science, that you know how things work, because like languages or technologies you can just learn them as time goes by. And like other developers who have been working here longer than you do, like can just take some time and just explain to you when you're having some difficulties. So like it's a very interactive process with the other members of the development team. We don't expect you to have like a deeply knowledge of our tech stack.
Okay. So we come to the next one, which is, what are the prospects of career progression? Namely, what are the most common steps along the way for a new hire in terms of position, salary, time between promotions? So since we are a small company, we don't really have an outline for how each individual will progress in terms of their internal company positioning or designation. Jumpseller is a bootstrapped company, so the conditions to improve for everyone depend on the growth of the company. and that's how it's been doing for the last few years. So basically, what I can tell you is like the salaries are offered by the company are above average. So they always try to give a good working conditions to the employees, while not going out of the means of the company itself. So I think it really depends on the individual itself, how they forge their way to the top. But there's nothing stopping you. Like, it's a very accepting environment in terms of your expertise and your implementation of your personality. So the last question is, do you offer internships? On what terms? Are you looking for students or recent graduates? Are they paid or not? Mr. Andre, finish it off.
Sure. When I first started out working here, I was still undergraduate. Actually, I'm still undergraduate because I'm still finishing. But I started working here on my fourth year of university. So yeah, there's no problem with you being like still a student. And we also hire interns. Mashud, you also know about that.
Yeah.
Um,
Actually,
so yeah,
both of us joined the company as an intern, and then we became indispensable.
of course. And yes, we're paid, so don't worry.
in real money.
Yeah, in real money, not in monopoly money.
Or Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, basically.
Yeah. So that is the end of the presentation and the questions. Like I said, if you have further questions, feel free to send it over to this email. That's it from us. It was nice talking to you, and we wish you best of luck with your future. See you. Thank you, Andre, for your time.
So no problem. See you, Mashur.
Bye.